Behind every public figure who inspires millions, there's often a private story shaped by sacrifice, uncertainty, and endurance. Rick Warren is widely known as a pastor, author, and founder of one of the most influential churches in the world. His teachings on purpose and faith have reached global audiences, offering direction to people searching for meaning. Yet beneath the recognition lies a journey marked by personal loss, health challenges, and difficult transitions. This is the story of a man who built a movement from nothing, only to later confront the limits of his own body, strength, and calling. Early life and faith foundations. Rick Warren was born Richard Dwayne Warren on January 28, 1954, in San Jose, California, and raised in the small town of Ukiah. His upbringing was deeply rooted in Christian faith, shaped by his father, a Baptist minister and church builder, and his mother, a librarian who nurtured his love for learning. Life at home centered around service, scripture, and discipline rather than comfort or status. Watching his father rebuild churches and serve struggling communities left a lasting impression. Even as a child, Warren absorbed the idea that faith was not simply believed, but lived through consistent acts of purpose. Education and calling. During his school years, Rick Warren stood out more for his focus than popularity. While others were drawn to typical teenage experiences, he gravitated toward theology, leadership, and scripture. He eventually formed a Christian group in high school, showing early signs of his leadership instincts. After graduation, he pursued higher education at California Baptist University, followed by seminary studies in Texas and later in California. A defining moment came when he briefly met a respected preacher who prayed over him and spoke words of encouragement. That experience reinforced his sense that his life carried a spiritual assignment. Vision for a new kind of church. As Warren matured in his faith, he began to feel dissatisfied with traditional church structures that often felt distant from everyday struggles. He believed many people avoided church not because they rejected faith, but because they felt disconnected from it. This realization became the foundation of his vision, a church designed for those who felt excluded, skeptical, or spiritually lost. Alongside his wife Kay, he decided to start something new rather than join an established institution. Their goal was simple but bold: create a place where people could encounter faith in a practical, welcoming, and relevant way. Birth of Saddleback Church. In 1980, Rick and Kay Warren moved to Southern California with no building, no congregation, and no financial security. They began by asking people why they avoided church, gathering responses that shaped their approach. On Easter Sunday that year, they held their first service in a rented high school theater. Around 200 people attended, many experiencing church for the first time. That gathering marked the beginning of Saddleback Church. The early years were physically demanding, as volunteers constantly set up and dismantled equipment. Yet the sense of purpose and shared belief kept the small community moving forward together. Growth and expansion. Over time, Saddleback Church grew rapidly, drawing people from across Southern California. Warren's teaching style played a major role in this growth. Instead of formal or distant sermons, he spoke in a relatable, conversational tone that addressed real-life issues such as relationships, purpose, and emotional struggles. The church eventually moved from temporary rented spaces into a permanent campus after years of constant relocation. Attendance continued to rise, reaching tens of thousands. What began as a small experiment in faith evolved into a large, structured community that maintained its original focus on accessibility and personal transformation. Purpose-driven movement. Rick Warren's influence expanded far beyond his local church through his writing and global outreach. His book, The Purpose-Driven Life, became one of the most widely read Christian books in modern history, helping readers explore meaning and direction in everyday living. He also authored The Purpose-Driven Church, which outlined his philosophy of ministry and leadership. These works shaped churches around the world, encouraging leaders to focus on purpose rather than tradition alone. Through conferences and initiatives, Warren helped establish a global movement centered on practical faith, leadership development, and community impact. Global influence and ministry work. As Saddleback Church grew, so did its global initiatives. Warren became involved in humanitarian efforts addressing poverty, disease, and social inequality. Programs focused on HIV/AIDS awareness, mental health support, and poverty relief extended the church's influence far beyond its physical location. The Peace Plan initiative aimed to mobilize Christians worldwide to serve communities in practical ways. These efforts reflected Warren's belief that faith should result in action, not only belief. His leadership style emphasized compassion, service, and responsibility, encouraging believers to see themselves as participants in global transformation rather than passive observers. Health struggles and physical decline. In later years, Rick Warren began experiencing significant health challenges that affected his ability to continue full-time ministry. He developed a rare neurological condition that caused involuntary muscle spasms, pain, and exhaustion, particularly during high-stress activities like preaching. Over time, additional chronic health issues contributed to ongoing physical limitations. These conditions made it increasingly difficult to maintain the demanding schedule of leading a large church. Despite medical care and adjustments, his symptoms persisted. What had once been a life defined by constant energy and movement gradually shifted into one shaped by endurance and careful limitation. Retirement and transition. In 2021, after more than 4 decades of leadership, Rick Warren announced his retirement as senior pastor of Saddleback Church. The decision marked a major transition for both him and the global community he helped build. Leadership responsibilities were passed to a new pastoral team, signaling a generational shift within the church. Warren remained involved in a mentoring and advisory capacity, focusing on global initiatives and leadership training. His retirement was not framed as an ending, but as a continuation of influence in a different form, emphasizing legacy rather than position or authority. Legacy and reflection. Rick Warren's life continues to be viewed as a story of purpose, resilience, and transformation. From a small-town upbringing to global recognition, his journey reflects both achievement and struggle. His teachings have influenced millions, encouraging people to search for meaning beyond circumstance. At the same time, his personal challenges reveal the human side of leadership, where strength is often tested by pain and limitation. His legacy is not only found in books or institutions, but in the countless individuals who have been impacted by his message that life gains clarity through purpose, service, and faith.